Okay, okay. We are live and direct, live and direct, rect, live and direct. See what we got here now. Happy 701 subscribers, or followers here on Mixer and YouTube. Let's make sure everything's all good to go. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Looks like we got everything straightened out. Oh, stop it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What's up? What's up, Jay Harvey? What's up, the Nail Bat, Memphis Mitchell, Dark Kent, Merc, Mega. It's a lot of M's in here. Oh man, let me just fix. Put that back here. Put the focus here on this. There we go. Yo, you guys dig this Xbox? Look at this shirt. Yo, the quality of this shirt is lit. Like Xbox apparel is like dope. My Mixer shirt is dope. I love this shirt. Might have to stack up. And if any of you guys watching, you got some, gear you need somebody to wear off, show off, send them here. You know what I mean? I have like every color of the Iron Lord shirt, the Weapon Wheel shirts. And I got to represent for the home team Xbox today, and I'll be streaming. I think I'll be doing the Surge 2 or maybe Gears after this. But I want to talk a little bit because I don't go live on YouTube as often as I should. I mean, I've been limited to video reviews and little highlights here and there and whatnot. But the Best Spot Theory, should live until Planet Xbox comes back in some shape or form. I was on recently the Ultra Preset podcast, which is Merc's podcast with Frog and Meds and Jez, aka Grinds My Gears. Check that out. That took place last night. Some interesting discussions. But now this is the time I get to rant, discuss in like a solo environment. Sometimes I'll call somebody in to discuss, but it's early in the morning. I don't know, different time zones. I don't know who's available, but I really just kind of want to get a couple things off my chest. A lot of things that have been on my mind over the past couple days concerning Xbox. That is my platform of choice. I play everything, but obviously you guys know I'm an Xbox guy to the core. I like the platform. I love the fan base. I like the games. I like my whole everything, that the time and everything I invested in Xbox. Love it. Can't take anything away from that. And obviously, I like my PlayStation and the things that they remain in the news in such clutch ways. It's crazy. And I'm trying to find a way to enjoy my Switch, even though I really don't care for the games like that. Actually, I got to get another. Believe it is, this it's like cracked. That's actually the screen protector. I don't think it's the actual screen, but I'm hoping to swap this for either a Switch Lite or like the remodeled Switch, because I know they changed like the battery life. So that's why I haven't really been investing too much into it. And I need new Joy-Cons. But thanks, Pocky, for the host. Let's get into today's show, Best Spot Theory. Like I said, I used to do these so often, but now I kind of just do them per diem. It might turn into a weekly thing. But let's go. We got 45 people here on YouTube. That's cool, especially at this time. All right. What do I want to start with? The title of today's show is Xbox needs to focus on the console, or put focus back on the console. Multiple reasons. I I sit back, you know how you sit back and you look at things, you'd see how PlayStation, like, everybody, had their thoughts of, wow, PlayStation skipping E3. Oh, they're not showing up at Gamescom. Oh, they're not going to do PlayStation Experience like last December or stuff like that. They, however, found ways to remain relevant throughout the year. And even though like they had games like Days Gone come out, they got Death Stranding come out. Death Stranding coming out, and they have Last of Us 2 come out. We've gotten release dates and like full blown reveals without the presence of an E3 or Gamescom. These were just things that they put together in like some sort of announcements, a YouTube video, a tweet, a state of play. And it just gravitates and just kind of stops time for everybody to just look in the direction that they're doing. And it's just been working wonders, and kudos to them, because I was like, wow, they didn't need to waste money planning for like an E3, a Gamescom, or even hosting a PlayStation Experience. And they still managed to get quality stuff out and generate hype without the expense of those shows. And there's something to be learned from that, and I think that's actually dope. So when like everybody talking about, I was like, Inside Xbox took place the same day as PlayStation State of Play, and I'm like, State of Play is honestly a PlayStation version of Nintendo Direct. Inside Xbox, but people really don't know. Inside Xbox did used to exist. I don't even know if it was called Inside Xbox during the 360 era. There was like they had like a monthly show. I used to watch on the 360 or something like that, and it was just as cringy and corny. The only thing is, it was just. Back then, it wasn't like social media wasn't really a thing, and the content they showed was like, was relevant content, but it was the same type of idea. So when I didn't get to watch State of Play, but I knew within 10 minutes everything that needed to be like talked about was going to be on Twitter. So I didn't feel like I missed anything. Whereas Inside Xbox, obviously, it's a show. It's a platform for these guys like Major Nelsons and the Ruben Jeffenstein or Jeff Rubensteins and the Ricaris to really kind of just show character. I mean, it's to most of us it's irrelevant content. Sure, every now and then they'll have content that bring you news for stuff like the xCloud. Like I appreciated stuff like that. I was like, all right, cool. I'm actually interested in how that rolls out and how to sign up. But unfortunately, I don't have an Android device, so I'm gonna have to fall back. I'm not gonna buy an Android device just to try it out. I'll wait it out. I'm not that prone to it. Technically, the Switch is an Android device, so they should have did that. But the other thing is that obviously with Game Pass news, it's always cool to see what new games are going there, because I've been actually investing a lot in Game Pass as far as my game purchases. My purchases of software on Xbox has decreased this year due to my my involvement with Game Pass this year. So it's become a service I've grown accustomed to use as part of my life. So only games I'm really buying honestly are PlayStation exclusive or games that I want that won't be in Game Pass anytime soon, and I'm not mad at that. That doesn't bother me. The other really news, I don't know what else that was relevant that they had there, but it was just another Inside Xbox. So I don't really hold opinions on Inside Xbox because I watched every one of them since its inception since they brought it out, and I'm not an idiot. I know what to expect. I know what the show is. So you're not going to get like a monthly recap or a tweet from me like, oh, Inside Xbox show. I know what Inside Xbox is. There's only probably going to be 2 Inside Xbox a year that's worth watching. And that's going to be the XO 19s, the XO versions, because it's a bigger show. They actually have more relevant content, stuff that you want to learn about, because there will be breaking news there. And obviously the Inside Xbox that takes place during E3, and of course there's going to be an Inside Xbox during the time when they start doing this Scarlet reveal. So next year there might be a third relevant one as well. But all these other ones, these in between ones, you don't really need to watch it. And that's why I still get surprised at the way that people react to them in the way that they view it. It's like, yo, what do you expect? You think they just gonna turn it just like, oh, now Xbox experience, this is gonna be just slideshows? No, they made their show. It is what it is. Inside Xbox is inside Xbox. So I still get shocked at the reaction to it. It's like, guys, you watch it every time and you say the same thing every day. If you know you don't like this type of content, or you don't really care what comes out of Inside Xbox, don't waste your time watching it, because you're doing yourself a disservice. You know what I mean? The Nintendo way that what Nintendo does for Nintendo fans and stuff, and their roadmaps, I think is more. I appreciate stuff like that. But even though I'm not really a fan or follow their content like that, it works. What PlayStation, I'm more prone to pay attention to, because I actually play on that platform. So stuff like that, it's like, all right, that's relevant to me, and it doesn't take an hour and a half or an hour or 2 hours of my time. It's like, all right, cool, and I can take a highlight from it and like, all right, that was dope. But I don't feel like it was a waste of my time if I watched it. Now inside Xbox, I'm invested in the platform. I'm actually interested in watching the stuff. Now I don't feel like I wasted time, because the thing is about inside Xbox, they give you, this is the only thing Xbox give you a roadmap of, and that is what they're going to be talking about on the show in the order. And so when I turn on Inside Xbox and I see, I was like, I'm interested in that, I'm interested in that, and I don't really care about that. I know I don't need to watch the entire thing. Once they get to the point I need to watch, that's why I can switch tabs or go over whatever or check Twitter. But once they get to the point, because Major Nelson typically tweets right when they're at certain highlights at timestamps, then I can go and watch it and watch whatever I'm interested in, watch it, and then I can go on about my business. So, and the thing is, like I said, I'm more prone to watch it because it's Xbox, I'm more interested in some of the stuff they talk about. I don't really care about the characters that and the hosts and all that stuff. I think that's a little bit too much, but the content and the Game Pass news and all that stuff, I'm actually interested in. All right. So with that being said, my thoughts on like really Xbox this generation, there's nothing they can do this generation, but going into like next generation and Scarlet, they have to take a different approach. This generation, at least the last 3 years of the generation, last 4 years, the Xbox platform actually felt like a losing platform. It felt like a side piece platform. It didn't feel like a primary. It felt like an optional platform. And that's not something, even though Microsoft says it's an optional platform, you don't want to sell the Xbox as an optional platform. It regardless of how many devices or how many services you have a product to sell. It should never be advertised as an optional platform. And the thing that sucks about it is that it felt like that during the things like back when the OG Xbox was out, it was like, I don't know, second or third place. But at the time when I was playing on PlayStation, when I didn't feel like the Xbox was a losing platform or a last place platform. It just felt like a relevant platform. My friends had it, I didn't, but it felt like a relevant platform. Like it didn't seem, I didn't know I was playing on the best console or the most successful console. I just like, all right, I just playing on PlayStation because that's my favorite wrestling game. That's pretty much how that worked back then. And then going into the 360 generation, obviously you had the PS3, the Wii's, like, and all that stuff. The 360, I was playing on the 360, was my primary console. And however, for example, the Wii was the first place console in terms of unit sales and all that stuff. But the Wii didn't feel like it didn't feel like a first place console. Come on, it was the first console to die. And it was the first one to the first console to 100 million that generation, but it was the first one to die as far as usage. It didn't feel like a first place console, you know. And during the 360 generation, you didn't feel when the PlayStation 3 supposedly surpassed it or to become market leader, you didn't feel it. The Xbox 360 just felt and remained relevant throughout its life cycle. So none of that stuff, it didn't feel like you were on like a losing end of the stick or anything like that. However, the Xbox One, it felt like it. The first 3 years, there was fight. Like 2013, 2014, 2015, there was actually fight. 2016 even, there was actually fight. There was fight. There was like, you know, promotion of the console along with the brand. But 2017 and onward, 2017 was like holy crap, I'm actually on the platform. In 2017, I think I felt like how Wii U players felt, and where there was like absolutely nothing dropping for the platform. And that shit was kind of trash. And that thing I played my game time was split between PlayStation and Xbox as far as, because I think PlayStation had some stuff in 2017 and going into 2018 and whatnot. So 2017, 2018, I was kind of like balanced between on what I was playing on both platforms. But the thing is about the Xbox and their marketing is just is poor effort, and I think they need to eradicate the marketing team and just put somebody in a new team in, because they have a great console, they have a great platform to play on, and I don't want. And it sucks that the Xbox One, like I said, was a decent platform. I like it. I don't feel it. I don't feel any type of ways. I don't feel like I missed out on anything because I've owned every console this generation, so I don't feel like I missed out on anything. This was the first time in my lifetime where I'm living through a generation of consoles and I didn't miss out on anything. I wasn't tied to just one box, you know. But the thing is, with that being said, I can see where the flaws and how the Xbox has been treated. And so going into next generation, they need to renew that focus. My biggest beef with the Xbox this generation is that, now is that all the advertising, all the marketing is dedicated to Game Pass. Now, I don't mind that because it's a cool service, but the problem with that is that Game Pass is only available on two platforms: the Xbox platform and the PC platform. So without the Xbox and without the PC, there's no Game Pass. So in order to get more Game Pass subscribers, you need more Xboxes sold. You need to sell more Xboxes. That's what drives Game Pass. It's like, how are you marketing Game Pass but not marketing the console that you need to, the platform that's needed to use it? And I think that's where the disconnect is. Xbox needs to really put focus back onto the console, because you're not going to get, until xCloud come out, you're only advertising the PC players and Xbox users. But the thing is, you're only advertising to existing Xbox users. You're not going to get a new Xbox user on a Game Pass because you're not selling them the new console, and that's where the disconnect is. It's like, I don't want them going into Scarlet talking about Game Pass. They need to renew their focus. There's a couple things Microsoft needs to do. They got to stop flirting with Nintendo. There's no need for them to flirt unless you're getting something back that's beneficial to the Xbox and the Microsoft brand from Nintendo. I know you guys live down the street from each other. There's no need to flirt with them. Like putting Cuphead and Ori and all that stuff. I know those are IPs that aren't owned by Microsoft, and they're developers that aren't like Microsoft studios, but these games that are premiered and Microsoft heavily promotes as their own, and they take credit for publishing these titles on Nintendo Switch. But I don't understand why it's necessary. I really don't understand why it's necessary. I know Nintendo fans Nintendo fans may not like that, what I'm saying, but I don't see why it's necessary for Microsoft to flirt with Nintendo here and there, flirt with PlayStation here and there, flirt with and doing their thing with the PC. I know they want to capture the PC market. I appreciate the things that they're done, but I feel like don't do that at the expense of your console. There's some things that they really, I miss the core competitive nature of Xbox. They have to do something to keep people engaged on their consoles. We know consoles don't make a lot of money, but that if you're going to be in the business, go all in. They said they're serious about gaming, so they're going all in on gaming, but you need to go all in on the box. That you have to. Because I'm telling you this now, I have no interest in playing my Xbox games on my PC. It's usually a last resort. I will probably play on my phone or a tablet via xCloud before I turn to my PC to play my Xbox games. Why? Only because I have more downtime away from my Xbox, so I will actually take advantage of an xCloud where I can dip and dab in there. I'm not going to go directly to my PC and just rely on my PC to be my platform of game. No, the Xbox needs to be here to stay, but the Xbox needs to be taken seriously. So if you're going to drop a new next generation console, they need to cut the bullshit. Like they need to cut the bullshit. And when I say that, I mean, sure, go ham with Game Pass and whatnot. Sure, yeah, you can release games on PC and shit like that. But however, they don't need to fall out of the realms of PC and Xbox, or Windows and Xbox. Like this whole putting shit on Steam. No, don't try to save Valve unless you're gonna buy them. Don't leave that alone. Leave it alone, because you're gonna push it on Steam. You might just push it on the Epic Store at that point. No, Game Pass is a nice platform to launch games from and everything, and it's cleaner. It's better than obviously the Windows Store or whatever, the Microsoft Store that's on the PCs. I'd rather that replace like shit like to buy games. When it comes to Xbox games being on, it should honestly just be via Game Pass, right? I feel like that. What the heck, phone? I feel like Microsoft hasn't taken the console seriously, and I feel like they're not getting the results they want out of Game Pass because they're not realizing that the majority of the people that are using Game Pass are on the console, and they're not selling as many consoles. They need to sell the console to sell Game Pass. They really do. So, how can Microsoft improve all this, like the mess that they have? We know they bought plenty of studios that are working on many different things. They got 3 different RPGs in development by 3 different studios. So, I mean, I know the content's coming in. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I know the content's coming. However, they got to be ready for next year, and they got to be ready with a full-blown marketing effort for its next console. And they got to stop relying on E3. They can do things on their own. Maybe copy the PlayStation and Nintendo model. You don't need the Inside Xbox model. You can call it Inside Xbox, but roll it out as they roll out, and put out at least one new big newsworthy tidbit in each episode. You know what I mean? They don't. I want to see a real marketing effort for the next Xbox. Not only marketing, but obviously the games got to be there. The games has to be there. They have to go there full strong. I don't care if it's Halo. I don't care if it's Forza, whatever Playground games do. Next in 2020, like you can't launch it like how you launched the Xbox One. You can't launch it how you launched the Xbox 360. You have to have your console has to like be sent off with something spectacular this time around, because content is king. This is no longer a console war. This is a content war. And I feel like Microsoft finally needs to start taking it seriously with their Xbox platform. Now, as far as Game Pass, honestly, I was going to do this for another video, but people are afraid of the whole subscription model, and I understand why. But there's only one real way, because at the end of the day, paying for third-party content, that's not, I don't know how sustainable that is over time, and that's why I understand Microsoft is buying as many studios as they can. This is why how Netflix, they're able to produce their own content, so they get produce their own movies. They don't have to pay out to get other movies on their service, because they're going to get to a point where they have more original stuff than there is of third-party stuff, to the point they'll get away without not having certain content on their platform, and they can just keep all the money in house. And then all they got to do is pay actors to star in their content, or pay comedians to do shit exclusively for Netflix, because they're going to get those subscribers. The move Xbox needs to make to kind of like get this thing up, they have to do something drastic. Now, I don't know how likely this is. They have a lot of studios, but they need something very drastic to kind of put Game Pass on that. They need something to put Game Pass on like a worldwide like awareness. Like they have to do a large, crazy equation have to happen, an expensive one, a risky but an expensive one. And I got something in mind. I know this rumor happened before, but now it actually makes sense if they went out and did it. Cause you like they spent, was it $3 billion? How many billions on Minecraft? They spent an absurd amount of money on fucking like Rare. So thinking about the money they spent on Rare and Minecraft, the money I don't care how much money it would cost to make this move, but it needs to be done for Game Pass sake. It needs to be done. I don't know if they can do it. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it, guys. The move Microsoft needs to do to get Game Pass to where it needs to be, and to really stand as a market leader, and they have to honestly acquire Electronic Arts. They have to buy EA. I know it sounds crazy, but when you think about it, that would be the only move to really be like, all right, we have a platform that we can do, because they will solve quite a few problems. And listen to this. What's up here? I'm gonna get to the chat. Trust me. But this is a show, right? This is why EA EA or an equivalent to EA, it has to be one of these bigger parties. Reason why it's needed is because they can plug up so many holes. And I'm not talking about in terms of exclusive, because honestly, Microsoft can buy EA and they can still let EA operate as EA. The only thing is, like, for example, you don't take away Madden and like FIFA and NHL from like PlayStation and Switch. No, let them still go to every platform. Those are like, come on, those are necessities. Go ahead, because they can still let those remain on all platforms, right? And whatnot. However, those off titles, like those single player games, those standard IPs that aren't sports sims, you can take those. But however, let those annual crazy sports games on every platform. Matter of fact, by Microsoft acquiring EA, that would actually allow the Switch to get more EA titles or sports titles annually and not every 5 years. They would actually get those annually, because you know how friendly Microsoft is, and Nintendo, they're right down the street from each other. They would put a lot of them put the effort to keep putting FIFAs and Maddens and NHLs on the Switch annually. That would get done for sure. However, reason why this would be big for Microsoft, because, for example, Game Pass for PC, it's a limited library. They would acquire EA, and I'm sorry, Origin would get abolished. It would just merge in with Game Pass, and all those titles, that library is set. They still have a lot of features. Obviously, those who had Origin access, they get like another 6 months on their Game Pass Ultimate with that, but you still get all those EA games into the service. It would just solve that problem first thing first, and then immediately you're more attractive, because the games that would go into that platform each and every year, you wouldn't miss a 12 months calendar. You will be set for like 8 of the fucking 12 months. You completely set where there's no major stress of releasing, like, man, I gotta get this game out of here, because you're gonna have your Maddens, your FIFAs, your NHLs, your NBAs, and then obviously you're gonna have Battlefield one year and then another new IP the next year, and and so on. It fills so many holes, and then it makes the platform Game Pass looks more attractive for PC users, and it's going to be even more attractive for the console users, and it just creates awareness. And that would be the thing. It's like, hold on, you telling me they got all these games there day and date, obviously implement EA access features, like obviously early access to games before they release and whatnot. But I think it's the only move that would kind of just put Game Pass where it needs to be, to make it more standard and actually completely worthwhile, where it's more attractive to than just Xbox gamers. It would be, and then obviously I know EA has their streaming service and whatnot. I don't know how that's going to go, but we already know Xbox has been working on their freaking cloud service since 2011, 2012. And they've been in the kitchen cooking for 6 years with that, and it's about ready to unleash. I mean, it will be an expensive move, but it will be the best move and like the smartest move they can make. That would honestly be highly beneficial to obviously Xbox Game Pass, and content wise, and it would actually, the way how friendly Microsoft is, it would actually benefit other platforms like the Switch, because they will get those annual games. They would get those games. Those were games that they won't stop. If I was them, I would keep, like, the Battlefields and whatever the shit Respawn's working, like, to myself. Obviously that's one thing, but those annual sports games that generate billions and billions of dollars each year, yeah, let them remain multi-platform. But they launching in Game Pass. So that's what they need to do to really put Game Pass on the map. But Microsoft, Xbox need to do a better job at really putting the console forefront. The Xbox literally should be. The Xbox is a cheaper buy-in. It's the availability of it is there, so there's no excuse why this console is not being promoted in a way that it should be. And now I know we're entering in the Scarlet's 2020. Honestly, over the next starting this holiday season, Xbox consoles like Xbox One S and Xbox All Digital Edition, which they do not sell in GameStops, just to give you a heads up, they don't sell those consoles at GameStops because it goes against their business practice. Those consoles need to drop to like $100. They need to drop to like $150, honestly. And the X, they can its new MSRP needs to be about like $299. The X MSRP should be like $299 going into this fall up until next year, because obviously I'm curious to see what this Scarlet comes out with. But the Scarlet, I just want them to do a better effort as far as how they treat like the console. Like I don't want to hear updates on what they're doing for PC. They're talking about Halo Reach, but every time they talk about Halo Reach, it's never for the console. It's all about what the hell they're doing for PC. And as far as a Xbox consumer, primary Xbox consumer, that's not right for me. And they need to abolish this whole Master Chief Collection thing, because every time, if you realize what's really delaying these games is that they're trying to put everything and deliver it as Master Chief Collection, when they really should be doing is abolish the whole MCC, take it off the servers, and put out these games individually as individual remasters. I mean, for those who bought MCC, they got to be free. Just erase the whole damn thing. Give me my Halo 1, my Halo 2 anniversary, my Halo 3, my Halo 4 remaster, and then the Halo Reach. That should just be a standalone like release. Like, I don't know why they're trying to launch it into Master Chief Collection or whatever. And the fact that they're doing all this beta testing, all this focus on the PC version, it's how can I say this? It's an insult to my intelligence as an Xbox user, because I was like, no. I bought this Xbox to experience my Halos, my Gears, my Forza, Halo, Gears, and Forza, Halo, Gears, and Forza. Like, I don't stop cater that, throw that Age of Empires bullshit that you guys working on. Let that be the PC work. That should limit that shit. Yeah, you don't have to put that shit on the console. I don't want it. But Halo Reach, I enjoyed Halo Reach a lot. One of my favorite Halo games. There better not be a disparity or a window where the PC just happens to get access to this game before my damn Xbox. No way, no how. I would not be a happy camper. So they gotta figure something out, because Microsoft is losing it in ways that is like really is not healthy for them in terms of perception. Like, for example, Call of Duty. They're able to execute deals. Like, Microsoft has always had marketing deals with Call of Duty and stuff in the past. And a lot of people like to bring up, well, Microsoft did it with this. Microsoft had their marketing deals with 30 days on map packs. This was back when. Now, here's the thing. Reason why that's not a problem. Because if you're only exclusively playing on the PlayStation 3, think about this. If you're playing, like back then, if you're only exclusively playing on the PlayStation 3, right? You all had the same game. You weren't really waiting for anything. You were just getting, you all were getting the map packs at the same time. There was no outcry for like, oh, I gotta wait 30 days for this map pack. And like, well, no, all my friends that I'm playing with on PlayStation, like, I mean, if we're that into Call of Duty, we're gonna get the map pack on this day, whatever. 30 days later, 30 days was never 6 months, was never a year. These exclusive Xbox days, it was usually like 30 days for map packs that you had to pay for separately. So think about it. 360 users, there were those who hardcore Call of Duty fans who would buy those DLC, but then no longer could play with their friends who didn't have the DLC because they wouldn't be able to play on those maps because they didn't buy it. Not beneficial at all. Now that the industry caught up, like, no, it's kind of stupid. We're kind of killing our games early. They have to go different ways. So they're doing expensive ass cosmetics and emotes and all this other shit, loot boxes, to kind of really fill that void of putting out separate map packs and stuff like that. Now, the thing about with the deals that PlayStation been getting, with like the deals with Destiny's, like these Activision deals are shady as hell. When you start messing with modes, the problem is it's a mode and it's a full year. And people realize October 2020, I'm not playing Call of Duty in October of 2020. People are going to be anticipating the next Call of Duty, whatever the Sledgehammer game or whatever the next Black Ops game. Not only that, they're probably going to be anticipating the next generation version of it, because those next 5 weeks of release, the new consoles will be available. So it's going to be completely relevant. You might as well just not put it out there. That's a problem when you're selling a game, right? You're going to be like, here, PlayStation, you have an exclusive mode for a year. The Xbox PC version, they won't. But we're going to charge $60 to the Xbox user. We're going to charge $60 for PlayStation user. That's not fair. Same thing with the control thing, where they get extra side missions for playing on PlayStation. Like, well, then why should me playing on Xbox, like, I shouldn't have to pay the same price? Those are deals I don't like. I don't mind having somebody, if a game is exclusive to a platform for a certain point in time, like 6 months, a year, that actually bothers me less than me and my buddy getting the same game, except his game has more shit that allows him to play with more things than I do, and we're paying the same price. I'd rather not have, at that point, I could wait for a game, or I can buy a platform to play a particular game on. I don't have issues with exclusive and timed exclusive for whole titles. I have a problem with content like modes, missions, content to stuff that you're actually playing with it. Clothes and shit, I don't care. I don't care about apparel. No, that's stupid. But content like missions and like modes and stuff that you're actually doing, like, no, everybody should have the whole package. Like everybody should have the whole package. I don't respect deals like that. I'm okay with timed exclusive on full games. I'm okay with exclusive, a game not coming to a platform. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So when things like that, when Microsoft is sitting back, and the reason why it makes me look at Microsoft a certain way is like, this is happening, right? Activision have executed these shady ass deals. Remedy has executed these shady ass deals with your competitions many times, but yet your state of mind is like you're not acting on it. So you have a consumer base that's losing out on content due to money, right? And it's your job as a publisher to compensate for it. You what you do is, it's like, okay, they're doing that with Call of Duty. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to work out a deal with Activision to get, Call of Duty. Was it the last Call of Duty on Game Pass or some shit like that? We're gonna work with EA to get a certain mode exclusive for the next Battlefield or the next Star Wars game, exclusive to ours for a year, or you put out your own content to offset that. And what Microsoft does, they let that happen, and they don't, and they're like, you know what? We want to allow PlayStation to get Minecraft Dungeons. That's what we're going to put, Minecraft Dungeons on PlayStation. No, we're going to put it on the Switch. We're going to put it on everything. That's what they do. Like, instead of like, I hate that the competition factor is not there when you're in a market. Like, I don't understand like how, Apple and Google, they can collide, they can drop shit and everything, and it's just a healthy fight for market share. But Xbox, for some reason, it's like they're not in touch with what's going on. It's like they're, I think, oblivious to what the memes and what's said on the online. Is like they'll go out and they'll introduce something. And I'm like, well, we heard all the feedback. This is what you guys want. I'm like, no, I never asked for that shit. Like, no, not at all. And like, and the stuff that they always like put out, like that they put all this extra focus on, is shit that I've never seen people really ask for. And it had me looking in different communities, like, what are the people looking for here? What are they asking for? Like, no, I've been begging for the same things. Like, you guys know what I want. I want another Perfect Dark. Obviously, I want Rise to come back. I want, obviously, we want more games. Some of us want free online or some shit like that. Some of us want many different things. And I felt like they don't attack the things that are the biggest complaints, or they haven't. We know that, I know games, they answer that, but obviously we got to wait to 2020 and 2021 to see how that all fares out, because all these studio collisions just happened within like the last 12 to 18 months for most of these things. So we'll see how that fare. But the other stuff is that it's just more so like, yo, have some competitive gut back into you. Like, PlayStation is kicking your ass, not only with their own content, which is fine. I mean, that's an ass whooping I could take, but third party content, that's problematic. That's problematic. You don't want to lose content. You don't want to have less to offer on it with the same games. You know what I mean? You always have to combat that. And this is why I miss guys like Steve Ballmer. You see how he put off Kawhi Leonard and Paul George? Like, this dude's a freaking genius. He got shit done. I miss Steve Ballmer because when it came to the Xbox, he got shit done. Imagine if the guys who were in charge, that's in charge of the Xbox One, in charge of the 360 during that fiasco where Peter Moore said, yo, we gonna have to, I need like $3 billion to fix this 360 problem. Ballmer's like, all right, do it. That would happen. That would have been the end as we knew it. I'm telling you that right now. But at fault, I love, like I said, I love my Xbox, and I'm going to be there next generation, because it's just it's a natural form of generation. But the thing is, for the first time, I'll be jumping into both platforms at the same time. I'm not delaying any purchases or anything like that. So Xbox just got me via ecosystem. I already have a platform there. PlayStation kind of like proved what they did throughout this generation, and they don't look like they're going to be slowing down anytime soon. So it's just going to be a natural thing, and the next generation it's fair game. But I hope Microsoft learned from this generation, but I just don't like the way they move, as far as they're not as competitive. They don't have the gut, and they don't hit hard as they used to. Their marketing efforts are poor. Gears 5 marketing, we should have how they doing with, how they did with Days Gone. Like Days Gone, was pushing Days Gone for like 6 months. Spider-Man's, I gotta word The Last of Us right now, September. The game comes out in February. Like their marketing efforts are, it's simple. Because it just seems like, duh, you got something coming out, generate hype. Microsoft fails to generate hype, and I recall it was December, and we weren't even talking about Crackdown. Like when we're gonna get advertisement for Crackdown, and the game come out in February, and like I feel like they need to, don't limit your games to like 20-minute freaking like 20-minute freaking celebrity trials on like Inside Xbox or anything like that. Nah, you need to go from the drop. Like go to the freaking New York subway and the California subway and start spray painting shit. Go get these crazy ass, big ass billboards. Like, go show us these early reveals. Give us a date. Be blunt with it. Like these are easy ass marketing tactics that you can take advantage of. Hell, Gear, you know how early the Gears skins was being advertised? I remember when they were demoing like different Unreal Engine techniques, and they were using Gears assets, and that was like, oh shit, is this going to be Gears 2? Is this going to be Gears 3? Remember when they were doing that? When they were shooting that blob? That came out. They were shooting that blob of square, that blob of meat. That was after Gears 1, but before Gears 2. And it was like, oh shit, this is Gears. But before Gears 2 was revealed, there was no like fair. They just did it, and I miss that because they're not competitive in that aspects. They don't know how to handle hype. Their version of hype is very corny. They play close to the chest, and it makes them seem like they don't have anything. So, for example, in September, there's about 3 games that I know that's coming out on the early half of 2020 from Xbox. There's that game, Battletoads, which I'm not even gonna mess with. I probably won't even touch it. Like, you guys would probably have to pay me to do that. Like, it would have to be a challenge game, because I'm pretty sure the game's probably gonna be difficult, but it doesn't look interesting. It looks uninspirational at all. Actually, if I was Rare, I would be disappointed and salted, because whoever Dallas Studio, they fucking use Microsoft Paint to make the game. It's embarrassing. Honestly, they should have done better with that. They had so many different ways to go about doing a Battletoads, and the way the effort they went with, and the fact that Microsoft approves. It's like, yeah, we're gonna show this. We're gonna show this. Bad, but we know Battletoads it's somewhere between January and March, right? We know Ori's February. I think February 11th, same month as The Last of Us. Holy shit. Bleeding Edge, Ninja Theory's game. Xbox's what's the game called that PlayStation, that only multiplayer exclusive PlayStation had? Damn, what was it? It was by Cliffy B. I actually bought the shit for $30 too. It was the fuck was this game called, dude? Cliffy B's game that kind of I can't think of it. Lawbreakers, yeah. It's Xbox's Lawbreakers, honestly. That's what Bleeding Edge is looking at now, until they prove me wrong. But that, I know that's also another word between February and April game, because that game is polished as hell. That game is far along, so we know those, but there's no relevant marketing. There's alphas for Bleeding Edge. We got our last trailer we had for Ori was back when. Like, come on, these efforts, if these games are so close, they need to come with it. Even though they're not like to the status of The Last of Us or the God of Wars, but there's still games that are coming that are exclusive to your platforms one way or the other. You gotta create awareness. Show me a banner on my Xbox, like show a commercial, like tweet about it, like do something. These things should be talked about now. And when Halo Infinite, it's due next holiday season, right? Halo better be fucking like treated like how Cyberpunk's been treated, meaning that come March, April, I better just start getting full blown information from Halo up until release at that point, because Halo should not be reduced to 1 month promo of release. Hell no. Xbox's marketing budget for 2020 should be through the fucking roof. Realistically, it should be through the fucking roof. Their marketing budget in 2020, because that's not gonna fly. I'm looking forward to Halo Infinite. Honestly, Halo Reach should have been like a standalone $40 remaster that kind of satisfied our appetite for 2019, so that we can go into 2020, ready to go. But it's September, and I don't know what the hell is going on with Halo Reach. So now, I apologize for the rant. Grizzly, he said, I apologize for the rant. I will now be able to take questions and interact with you guys. But my message is, Xbox, I support you, but you got to focus back on the thing the reason why there's an Xbox brand, and that is the console. The console. You have a console that's well designed, well made. You guys got to do a better job supporting it. You got to do a better job marketing it, because the Xbox should never be compared to the Dreamcast or the fucking Wii U. Never should have comparable years, comparable timelines. They need to do that. In Game Pass, if they really want to see the shit take off, acquisition of EA, or I know Ubisoft is not possible, but one of those things has to happen. Or 2K, that's what it's really missing, is a blockbuster mega acquisition like that. Because all these AA purchases and whatnot, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to replicate the content, because eventually those third party deals are going to run out, and there's not going to be a lot of third party action there. So you have to get a major third party publisher. You have to take it. You have to take it away and throw it in there, and that would solve content problems. All right. Black Star Goat says Gears 5 had terrible marketing outside of a few commercials. People forgot about that game quick. Yeah, Gears 5, like, I felt like it had a poor showing at E3. Their roadmap for it kind of sucked because it was limited to Escape and Horde and stuff like that. And remember, they didn't want to. It was a last minute decision to do that. Remember that campaign reveal? That was never a part of the plans, but they got a lot of backlash for it because it wasn't a proper rollout to Gears 5. I think what they showed last year at E3 was like, all right, that was dope. And I think going into 2019, they really like E3 really because there were some garbage showings at E3. Like I don't even remember E3. Like I remember the Scarlet trailer. I remember how disappointed I was to see no real gameplay of Gears 5, and I remember the stupid Bambi game. And I remember Bleeding Edge. So there wasn't really too much that I took from this E3. I think they could have cut a quarter of that bullshit and showed literally the first I want to say the first 15 minutes of Act 2 of Gears 5, and we would have been like, oh shit. Like, I think the reception would have been just so much different. But I really want to find a way to get connected with Microsoft. I would move to Seattle to work for the marketing department so I can just stop errors that will be made. Like, because I feel like the job is so fucking easy. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like the job is so easy. I feel like they hired somebody that fucking does marketing for like fucking like kids like Lunchables that to do marketing for Xbox because they're not really thinking. I feel like this is probably the most easiest job, especially in this market where social media is king and it doesn't take much to hype people up. This dude, think about how Popeye's chicken sandwich blew the fuck up over a tweet, dude. Over a tweet, and then they had to stop selling it because they couldn't keep up with stock. You kidding me? It's too easy. It's too easy for marketing is way too easy. Now for them not to take advantage of all the shit that they got. Kiss Move, I think you only care about console to have ammo for fanboy wars. Xbox Live and Game Pass are making them money. Money equals profit. This is the first gen all competitors are making a profit. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't care about if you guys pay attention. I've been off the ammo fanboy wars because you don't. My thing is the stuff I banter about on Twitter and YouTube. I don't poke fun at consoles. My pretty much is against other fanboys. It's not more so. Oh, Xbox sold this or PlayStation sold this. You know, I don't diss or like freaking make fun of PlayStation. That hasn't really been my motto because I don't have a disregard or a distaste for PlayStation. When PlayStation is successful. PlayStation success doesn't bother me. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of the content that come from me is reactionary because I think a lot of people over exaggerate over Xbox. I feel like a lot of Xbox stuff gets downplayed. You guys see my rant a few weeks back over the Gears 5 review scores. Like, that's not me. Like, that's not more so. That's just me because I feel like there's Xbox get like unnecessary amounts of hate, but I feel like there's things that Xbox aren't doing that is beneficial to the Xbox consumer. Like, I understand Xbox makes money. Microsoft, I'm never going to be mad at the amount of money Microsoft. I don't care if Microsoft makes $0 to $200 million. I don't care about their money. Microsoft is rich. They have enough money to buy a Nintendo or a PlayStation, but I don't care because until their money start going in my pocket, I don't care how much they make. However, I do care about the content they put out because that directly involves me. It's like, all right, if somebody could say Gears 5 I love Gears 5. I'm happy it's out. They can say it's flop. It doesn't bother if it flopped in sales wise. It's discouraging, but it doesn't bother me because I'm still enjoying the game. It doesn't make me enjoy the game any less or more. It is what it is. I got access to the game, so it's not about I only need ammo. No, I feel like Xbox needs to be relevant. And when I say relevant, they need the content. They need to be aggressive in their approach of what the things that they're doing, because I feel like the console thing, war, whatever, shouldn't be this lopsided. PlayStation's everywhere. Microsoft is a big brand. Xbox is a big enough brand. They should have equal footing as far as the moves that they make. Like, so I don't care how much Game Pass made. Honestly, I don't care. I know Microsoft makes money there. The discouraging thing is that the year that they didn't have in 2017, Microsoft didn't really drop games. They were like PUBG and whatever's Cuphead was like the headliners in 2017. And they made like $10 billion. Their gaming revenue was $10 billion. That's problematic. So you telling me if they actually had relevant content, like real relevant content, that they could have had $15 billion or $20 billion. They did that with no content. That doesn't help me. So that tells me that they don't really have to put out the content I need them to put out to continue making money. And at the end of the day, I'll be long broke before Microsoft becomes long broke. I'm not worried about Microsoft's pockets. I'm worried about their content and how the Xbox is portrayed, because I'm a fan of the brand. Like, for example, it's like when you root for a basketball team. Like, I root for LeBron. I hated not seeing LeBron in the playoffs for the first time, because throughout all my years, he's always been in the playoffs, always been in the finals. So it sucks to see him. The Patriots, like, I hold them to such high regards. Like, I ride with them. Like, that's my team. So I want them to be successful in things. Like, sure, the Patriots got Tom Brady. I don't care how much Tom Brady gets paid. Tom Brady should care about how he gets paid, but I do care that Tom Brady adds a Super Bowl ring to the city. I don't care how many MVPs Tom Brady get. He can worry about that, because at the end of the day, you can get an MVP and you don't win a championship. Because actually, the last championship they lost, Tom Brady was the MVP of the league, didn't get the championship. So that's how I look at it. I want success. Like, I don't really care at the end of the day that Xbox falls second or third in total sales. However, it's ways to go down. You shouldn't go down as a third place thing, at feeling like a third place. Like, when the way the Wii U went down, they went down in last place without actually having content. There wasn't content. Like, there wasn't enough content. The Xbox should at least throw out content. The Dreamcast had content. Like, at least if you're on your way down, at least have content. Like, I have something to hold on. Like, yo, yeah, this was on Xbox. Yeah, you missed out on this. Da da da. And that's not there. Who else said something? I was on that for a little bit. What's up, D Mello? Let me see if anything's on Mixer. Nope. We're still quiet there. I'm gonna go live on Mixer next to play the Surge 2. Just to give you guys a heads up, please follow me there. I need your support. Without AA games, there wouldn't be unique games to play. I mean, indies, AA, they all provide a level of availability, but I feel like, I don't have anything against. There's some AA games I love, and there's a lot I don't like. Said PS Now is trash and sinking, and Game Pass is the future. I don't like the comparison of PS Now and Game Pass from both sides. I hate that people play, oh, PS Now is more value, got more games, they got 700 games, but what they won't tell you is those 700 games or so that's on PS Now aren't current games. These are PlayStation 3 games. Oh, you could download some games. Yeah, only the PlayStation games, and it's like only the PlayStation 4 games you can download, or the remastered, ported PS3 games that was ported to PS4 games you can download. It's not the same. It costs more upfront. The content that you're playing is old. There's not really current games in there. The thing about Game Pass that makes it more valuable, it's a cheaper upfront cost. It's even cheaper now with different deals and special going on. And sure, it's not 700 games. You don't need 700 games to have it. But however, it's 150 to 200 games, and it's 150 to 200 current games, like in rotation, games that released in 2018, 2019, 2017, and plus every exclusive from Xbox and first party games that's coming out day and date. So there's relevant titles in Game Pass. The Xbox's Game Pass titles that games of 150 to 200 games versus the entire PS Now library is more impressive, because the quality and the relevancy of the games that are there. These are games that you will be out buying this holiday season for. These are games like, oh, this is a backlog game. I missed this. Devil May Cry 5. Like, come on, it's not a comparison. Stop doing it. These are different services, and the reason why PlayStation don't pump it the way that it do, because it's not right there as a service is not where it needs to be. It's not quite ready. Still needs time to cook. I'm sure in time it'll be a better and a viable device. Remember, I campaigned for PS Now. Remember, one of my most watched videos on this channel is PS Now being a killer app. So I don't want nobody to tell me like otherwise. Oh, I'm just this. Nah. Because I appreciate PlayStation Now. However, when it comes to Game Pass, they're on different levels. It's just better content on Game Pass than there is on PS Now. Focus Home Interactive makes the best, AA games ever. Like I should be finishing. I started Greedfall. I still got to finish that the Plague's Tale. They got a lot of content, dude. Let's see. Any more questions? Because after this, I'm going to take a 5-minute break or so. Or a 20-minute, maybe a 30-minute break. And then I'm going to go live on a search too. You said, kid. By the way, kid, there's a rumor popping up Greedfall on Game Pass. Yeah, I can see that. That's believable. At Kids Move, less than 1 million subs on PS Now for 100 million PS4 users. Game Pass on Xbox has surpassed 10 million subs while having half the console numbers of PS4. I don't know the real subscription number on Game Pass. However, it is impressive. I know I know for sure there's a minimum 5 million subscribers on Game Pass, concurrent users on Game Pass. Because when you take consideration into peak numbers like State of Decay, I think peaked at like 5 million users or 4 million. Sea of Thieves, I think constantly have like 3 million users. Forza is Forza Horizon 3 was at 9 million, but I think that's before Game Pass. Forza Horizon 4, I think at peaking at 3 or 4 million. Gears, obviously, 3 million in a week. They all have, they'll get the numbers. It's just a matter of how often, and is that spreading to different games. So I'm not worried about player base and subscriptions. Game Pass got their numbers. They need more. They need more, but the problem is, what they're not understanding is, they need more Xbox One sold or Xbox consoles sold to get more Game Pass users, because that's where most of the users are coming from. The PC Game Pass is still light on content. It's cool to have it, but I highly doubt that the subscriber base on PC has surpassed the console base. I doubt it. Completely doubt it. Let me move my phone. And the other thing is, did you guys see the list? I'm gonna show you guys the list. I'm gonna find it right quick. Once I find it, it was on Twitter. I think I retweeted it. Where's my Twitter? Please tell me I'm still logged in. Let me go to Twitter right quick. I retweeted it. Matt Pasquella had tweeted out a list of like the Xbox exclusive that were sold lifetime up until August. And I'll end it on this list here. Let me grab this fucking list here. Let me grab the snipping tool so that I can share it with you guys. Okay, new. I'm gonna take this. All right, save. I'm sorry guys. Got a little bit boring a little bit. Hold on. Xbox sales. Let me save this and I'm gonna pull it up on I'll put it up on OBS right quick. Image. Come on. Sorry it's taking so long. All right. What do you guys think it is? I'm gonna try to get this big enough. Can you guys all see that? The entire list. So, Xbox lifetime sales, the top 10 overall, physical and digital. In the top 10, there's no Xbox exclusive. We know Grand Theft Auto 5, is the best-selling game on any platform. Call of Duty World War II, Call of Duty, Red Dead Redemption number 5, Star Wars, and it tops out at Destiny 2. So that means Destiny 2 on Xbox alone is ahead of Halo 5 Guardians. Now, the last number reported for Halo 5 Guardians was about 5 million. Halo Master Chief Collection, I know, sold a lot. That's somewhere between like 3 or 4 million. Forza Horizon 3 is about 3 or 4 million. Same with Gears 4. Forza Horizon 4 is creeping up. Sea of Thieves and State of K. I'm surprised to see Sea of Thieves and State of K 2 there. Because I remember, but State of Decay won an MPD in May, the month that it released, and Sea of Thieves came in second to like Far Cry the year that it released. So we know those are in the millions. Because you know why? And I'm gonna say this because back when they were still tracking like units sold, games like Rise to Rome and Dead Rising 3 and Killer Instinct, Titanfall, those were actually in the millions. They were like 3 million. So the games on this list, actually, the top 10, these are all probably 5 million and up, or maybe 4 million and up, if you think about it. Because I remember those games, the last reported number on like the Dead Rising 3s and the Rise to Rome, where they were in like the lower like 2 million, 1.5 million, 3 million, like back then. So all these games eclipse those. So State of Decay 2 sold a decent amount. Sea of Thieves sold a decent amount. And obviously Halo 5 Guardians, I knew that was the best-selling Xbox exclusive by far. The surprises are like the Forza Horizon 3, which was an awesome game, and the Gears of War 4 where it landed. And then we'll see where Gears 5 end up landing, which it probably won't crack it thanks to things like Game Pass. But what are your thoughts on this list? Well, what people poke at True SS Havoc, what people point at, the first, if you look at that PlayStation list, I think they got 2 or 3 games in the top list, which includes third-party games, and those games are Spider-Man and God of War, if I'm not mistaken, that are in their top 10 list because they sold a healthy amount. It includes PC, but you got to understand the PC support for games like, remember, Sea of Thieves and stuff aren't on freaking like Steam and stuff like that. And remember, the support for the Windows Store isn't strong. And you also got to understand, Play Anywhere titles counts as one license. When I buy Sea of Thieves, I own it on Xbox and PC. It's not 2 different games. I own one game. I just can play them on both platforms. That's what you're not understanding. So, Forza Motorsport 6 wasn't on PC. They added like a free Apex version like 6 months later. And also Forza Horizon 3. Was that a Play Anywhere title? I don't believe Forza Horizon 3 was a no, it was a Play Anywhere title. Halo Master Chief Collection, I'm not even sure if it's on PC yet. I know they've been beta testing. Halo 5 obviously is not on PC. Forza Motorsport 5 not on PC. And the amount of people playing on PC versus Xbox, I don't really look into that as like a factor when you consider all these games that you see here. None of these games exist on Steam. So the Windows Store, Xbox Store, that's one license. They count as one. It's one license. Just to give you a heads up on that one. All right. So that for those that keep saying includes PC, because it automatically it has to, since I buy Gears 5, I have the PC one by default because it's one license. What game I'm looking for the new studio? I'm interested in seeing I want to know what Playground and the Initiative are doing. Obsidian, I know they have a game cooking, and Ninja Theory also have a game cooking. I'm interested in seeing what they're doing, but really it's Playground and the Initiative are the only two people that I really want to see what they do. Yes, Sunset Overdrive, Quantum Break, and Rise all not listed. They all sold within the millions. I know Rise sold like 2 million for sure, but they're not listed. So that makes me believe like this top 10 list, all these games had to sell about 3 million or more, based on where Dead Rising last number was at. Titanfall, remember Titanfall's not on this list neither, and that was a big seller. Yep. So let me get rid of this list. There you go. But do we have Xbox is a trash box says you still don't have 2,000 followers. I got embers to give you. Man, I want those embers. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys. Let me tell you guys before I get out of here, right? So you guys, a lot of you who probably found me, if you wasn't following my videos, you either found me during the Bloodborne challenge, or the Sekiro challenge, or the Uncharted challenge that I've done to like. And obviously, I grew a lot with those challenges. They get a lot of hype. A lot of people come and watch. They're events that take place. I treat those like events. They take a lot out of me. They take a lot out of like, because I'm taking time, and a lot of people, none of this stuff is staged. Like I said, when it's come to playing these games, I want to be good. I want to beat the game. I want to show you guys that I am good at like a lot of these games that release. I've always raged, even as a kid. It runs in my family. You guys hear my cousin. Like, you know what I mean? When it comes to like when I feel like things aren't going right. So like, I don't mind doing them. However, I will be doing another challenge fairly soon. I think we'll be doing the Bloodborne DLC. I don't know if it's finalized, but I know they've been working on that. I plan to start that in October. I'm telling you guys now, I plan to exclusively do that on Mixer, so please follow me there. And during that stream, if we end up hitting 2,000 followers, I'll do the Last of Us grounding challenge. So because I have enough time before the new game comes out. Since I never beaten the game, I never completed The Last of Us, this should be even more of an interesting thing because I really don't know what to expect. I got about 40% through the original game before I lost my save file. So we'll see about that. But I'm really trying to I'm not leaving YouTube. I do Best Buy Theories, game reviews, regular videos, obviously YouTube for sure. But when it comes to just dedicated game streaming, I am trying to, crack the core of Mixer and be in those top streams, because you don't really need, like, for example, the streams, like, for example, right now, I'll be a top streamer if all you guys were watching me on Mixer right now. For the people that was watching, like, the Bloodborne streams, when I was having 400, 500 people watching me at a time, the Uncharted streams, the Sekiro streams, I would be the number one streamer on Mixer or in the top 3 on Mixer with those numbers, if that's possible. And I need that to happen. So please follow me there. He says, shout out to Boomstick. I know he's live. I'm about to get out of here too. My thoughts on Last of Us 2. I think it looks awesome, but like I said in Weapon Wheel, like I said in many other podcasts and on Twitter, I'm not the biggest fan of The Last of Us. Like I said, I played the first one. I didn't beat it, but when I was playing it, I wasn't all into it. I thought they had some cool moments, but I wasn't really into it, and I lost my save file, so I didn't finish it. So because I lost my save file, I was like, the energy I didn't really care to go back to it. I might just because this one does look interesting. They try to give it more time, a fair chance or whatnot. But it's not really a game I'm super hyped for. I don't have anything against it. I plan on buying it. I plan on getting it. I plan on getting it early if I could, if I get my hands on it. So that's a no-brainer. I think it looks good, but my hype for the game isn't going to be on a level as a lot of the guys you've been following, like the BGs, the Jack Moves, even though the newfound PlayStation guys who switched from Xbox, like the MBGs, you know, they got this all pent up fake hype for the game. My energy's not going to be there for it because honestly, I don't have relation now. If this was like another Uncharted, if this was another Horizon, if this was even another God of War or Spider-Man or another Until Dawn, you would see my energy a bit different because I was like, yo, those are dope. Whereas The Last of Us, my connection isn't there with it. So I'm just going to jump in with this one if I don't get the opportunity to finish the original. And let's see. He said, Tiger King says, play it on normal first. Thank you for the follow. Word mine. Frank Nitty, thanks for the spark. You said do a scary game stream with my wife. I almost ruined her experience with Cuphead. I almost did. I might replay what's that game Supermassive just released, Man of Medan, with her if she's open to it. I would definitely do that with her. Cuphead, yeah, she wasn't feeling that. You didn't like Sea of Thieves? I enjoy Sea of Thieves. My problem with Sea of Thieves is that like I wanted to indulge in a world of Sea of Thieves. Like I was interested, but the problem is none of my friends or people that I would typically game with wanted to take it as serious as I did. So that's why my playthrough was short-lived. Like I want to jump into it now because it's full of content. But I don't have nobody to play it with, and that's somebody you want to play with. You don't want to be in Sea of Thieves solo. You know, there's content there on Sea of Thieves. It has a whole community. I want to get involved with it, but I would have to honestly make new friends and play with people that are already like playing on the game because none of my existing friends would do it. Same thing with State of Decay 2. I wanted to jump into it, but games like State of Decay I actually suck at. I do like the Horde mode they dropped, that Daybreak pack where it's like I can do that because I don't have to manage shit. It's just shoot, survive, you know, maintain a basis. Like that I can do. But like feeding people, promoting people, now I don't want to do all that. I just kind of want to just get into the action. What's up, D Almighty Spartan God? Yeah, Jalen, I like what you said. He says, we know Project Scarlet is going to have the spec. Microsoft needs to focus on strong launch titles. They do. They need to focus on the console. They don't treat Scarlet like an option to PC or an option to cloud. Make it the primary and treat PC like an option. Treat cloud like an option. Like the Xbox should always be the like, you know what, this is our baby. We're gonna do everything to benefit this box. And then everything, since this box is being benefited, everything that's associated with it, like xCloud, like Game Pass, like gaming on Windows, they will benefit because of it. I don't want all this shit like they try to make things perfect for every device and then Xbox is ignored. Microsoft, do better. The Xbox don't deserve that. Remember, this is a jersey. I rep Xbox to the core. Sea of Thieves was interesting. I like the world art and game is gorgeous, but not a lot of people I had to play with it. Yeah, same like me, Frank Nitty. Same way. I get it. Not a lot of people to play with. Like, I'm pretty sure I could find people to do Borderlands with. I want 2 committed people to run through Escape with me and Gears. I need 4 committed people to run through Horde with me. I got Nasher Bros to do like rank matches, but I need games. You know, I like playing multiplayer, but I also like having a dedicated team. I think Halo is the only game I could jump in without anybody. I could just go in and play. That's why I love Halo and Halo's multiplayer. Halo's the only game I can go and just only do TDM. It's not TDM, it's Slayer. I'll do every man for himself Slayer and Team Slayer. That's it. True said, read my last 2 comments. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. Let me pay a bill right quick to Safe Afoy. Hi mate, I'm trying to get a PlayStation 5. Hey mate, I am trying to get a PlayStation 5 in the future. Yeah, same we all are. True said, why don't link Mixer on the YouTube video? I do. Mixer is the first link right here. It's right here in the description. And say when you are streaming on YouTube video prior to actually streaming, it will send a notification to your file. I should do that a little bit more. Get on. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a video. I'm gonna either make a new video of me doing the smooth dance with music that just says streaming on Mixer, or use the do you wanna fuck dance and just say streaming on Mixer. I'm gonna do that. Thanks, True. I will do that moving forward. But I'm gonna be doing it. But the people are gonna get pissed off at my YouTube notifications because I'll have to keep deleting those videos, because then my content would be flooded with like just 60-second like telling people to go watch me on Mixer. So I don't want to be as egregious or aggressive with it, but I'll definitely try that. Especially if it's a big stream, I'll do that. Big streams, I'll do that. Somebody said, Phil wasn't the leader of Xbox at the beginning of the gen. Don Matrick put the Xbox in the decision. The problem is, during the Don Matrick era, even though it was corny, there was still competitive fight. That's the thing. You realize Xbox One didn't launch with no games or like shit. It had. Remember I felt like the first 3 years I prefer, like, I didn't. Nothing. PlayStation really didn't super grab my attention. Like, the Order was interesting, obviously, but that was really the only thing I was looking for. And once 2016 hit, that's when I was like, all right, PlayStation got some stuff that I really play. I had a PlayStation that whole time, but it was 2016 onward. The Xbox kind of just stopped at 2016. Like, the year they had Gears 4 and Forza Horizon 3 and Quantum Break. That was really kind of it. That's where they stopped being as aggressive as they were. 2013, remember, the games were dope. I enjoyed Rise to the Rome. I beat Rise to the Rome like 4 times on every difficulty. I beat Dead Rising 3, loved it, and did the DLC. What else? That Titanfall was like, I had so many hours in Titanfall. Sunset Overdrive, obviously, they were putting out content. Quantum Break, most underrated games, and you can learn to appreciate Quantum Break after you played Control, definitely. So they had a fight, and a lot of things. The thing is that Phil Spencer, he comes in. Phil Spencer, cool guy, nice guy, charisma, like the dude, like the individual, like his ambition. But you need Phil Spencer paired with like a Steve Ballmer and somebody in like a Peter Moore to kind of like get Phil Spencer's attitude and stuff and getting things and it being well spoken and just like kind of just, but have the attitude and the backing of the other 2 guys who just made sure Xbox wasn't falling behind anybody. You know what I mean? I know it's an old school mentality, but it's hard to be like, I can't look at Microsoft and be like, oh, the old way they did things don't work. And then you look at PlayStation, they still doing things the old way, and each game is selling 10 upon millions. You know what I mean? I can't buy that. So that's just my beef with that. Grizzly Carpet 52, thanks for the follow. It look like we got 4 new followers today. Play Escape with Erica on Gears 5. Yeah, is with Erica and who else? We need one more. That's a 3-person team, and I need to up the difficulty every time. But I'm about to hop out of here. I've been here just a little bit too long. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll probably be back with another Best Spot Theory next week. Like I said, I'm going to be streaming the Surge 2 today. I'm going to be streaming all weekend, probably different games and whatnot. But make sure you follow me on Mixer. The link is in the description below. And Best Spot Theories, like I said, is more so weekly per DM. I try to I want to have a show because I haven't done Planet Xbox in a while, and I know a lot of people are watching, but I don't have a panel for Planet Xbox. So Best Spot Theory kind of has to be that for me, and it gives me the flexibility to do it at any time. But you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Make sure you follow me on Mixer, mixer.com/IamKidSmooth. It's the first link in the description. All right. Peace out.